Welcome to Standard Voice News Channel. I am Samira Ibrahim. Here are your top stories for today. A committee has been set up to investigate issues surrounding a cultist house discovered in Gusau. 241 new cases of coronavirus recorded in Nigeria. Senate approves Buhari's $5.5 billion loan request. On business, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, has directed its members to sell petroleum products at 125 naira per litre against the 121.5 naira new pump price. And on the international scene, a New York City police officer takes a knee during a demonstration by protesters in Times Square over the death of George Floyd. The Zamfara state government has ordered an immediate suspension of all promotions, salary advancement and replacement of workers in the state. In a circular issued by the State Ministry of Finance, signed by the State Accountant General, Alhaji Jibril Baba, said the suspension order followed the current economic reality coupled with the declining oil prices, which affected the state monthly revenue. The Accountant General said the coronavirus pandemic being experienced by the country has negatively impacted on the ability of the nation and the state. Alhaji Baba therefore ordered all ministries, departments and agencies to suspend the implementation of all promotions, salary advancement and replacement until further notice. The Zamfara State Commissioner, Ministry for Special Duties, Alhaji Muhammad Metrari Sadiq, has commended the Standard Voice Television Gusau. The Commissioner made the recommendation when he paid a courtesy visit to the television station. Alhaji Metrari Sadiq said the television station deserved the commendation, considering the numerous programs that are aimed at educating and enlightening the good people of Zamfara State, especially policies and programs of the present administration. In his response, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Standard Voice Television, Malam Ibrahim Dusara, assured to work hand in hand with the Ministry of Special Duties for the overall success of its desired objectives. He said Standard Voice Television does not belong to any politician or any political party, but was established to assist common man in the areas of enlightenment, education and human rights. Malam Ibrahim further said that the television station will continue to operate within the ambit of law in the standard practice of journalism. The Zamfara State Government says it has set up a high-powered committee to investigate issues surrounding a cultist house discovered in the Latu area of Gusau Metropolis. This was disclosed by the Commissioner of Special Duties, Alhaji Muhammad Metrari Sadiq, while in a chat at the Standard Voice Television Gusau on Tuesday. He stated that it was due to the sensitive and complex nature of the problem that the state government became extra careful in handling the matter. According to him, the committee comprised of high-profile Islamic scholars and representatives from the police command in the state. The commissioner, who did not give further details on the assignment of the committee, assured that the state government will get to the root of the matter. In an effort to see the optimal compliance with the COVID-19 protocols in Kano market that will be opened for Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays amid state lockdown in Kano, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje met with the leaders of the major markets in the state, agreeing on ways to effectively observe the protocols. At the Africa House, Government House Kano, where the meeting was held Tuesday, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje assured them of his government's commitment to see the effective bouncing back of their businesses. Acknowledging that being a commercial nerve center of the north and some part of the neighboring countries, this COVID-19 pandemic rattles businesses in the state as done to other parts of the country as being experienced globally. He argued that the coming of the pandemic to the state and to the nation by the extension is not the fault of any government, neither your fault as business community. It was wished by Almighty Allah, and we pray Him to protect us while He gives us the courage to do our best in responding to the pandemic. revealing further that it was due to the magnanimous nature of his administration that he thought it necessary to include all markets during the relaxation period so as to save our economy from total collapse. He said we were aware of loss this pandemic caused to us as the people. The business community were hit very hard, and some of the business people who were broke, as it is the case on the global arena. Both State Governor Senator Bala Mohammed made an open threat to a reporter of the Daily Trust, Hassan Ibrahim, for asking some questions which provoked the governor during his Maiden Democracy Day media chat with selected journalists at Command Guest Inn. Alhaji Bala, who made the threat at his first anniversary media chat, accused the journalists of treachery and working for the opposition party. Ibrahim drew the rage of the governor when he asked some questions which infuriated him. The reporter asked the governor to react to allegations by the opposition All Progressives Congress (APC) that his administration was financially strangulating the State House of Assembly. But the governor reacted angrily, saying, "You think you are the only journalist?" The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on Monday expressed concern over the frequency of by-elections in Nigeria, saying there was need for national conversation around the trend. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, stated this during the first virtual consultative meeting with leaders of 18 political parties in Abuja. The commission also said the submission of nomination forms of candidates for the governorship elections in Edo and Ondo State, scheduled for September 19th and October 10th, will be done online. Professor Yakubu said, as we await declaration of vacancy from the Speaker of the Zamfara State Assembly, the number of by-elections has increased. The Commission mourns the loss of all our national and state legislators and extends condolences to their families and constituents. At the same time, there is need for a national conversation around the frequency of by-elections in Nigeria. In the month of May 2020 alone, 5 members of the State Houses of Assembly passed on. Since December 2019, a period of 6 months, 16 members of the National Assembly and State Houses of Assembly have similarly passed on. The news agency of Nigeria, NAN, reports that the NCDC on its official Twitter handle said that as at June 2, 2020, 15 deaths were recorded in the country. The health agency stated that most of those who died were associated with comorbidities, noting that 3 out of 4 of those who have been discharged were without comorbidities. It said this was consistent with the fact that risks were higher for those with other illnesses such as hypertension, diabetes, and other chronic non-communicable diseases. The NCDC said that there was general reduction in mortality trend and continuous improvement in recoveries as shown in discharge compared to the increase in number of confirmed cases. It stated that no new state has reported a case in the last 24 hours. According to the body, till date, 10,819 cases have been confirmed, 7,266 of active cases, 3,239 cases have been treated and discharged, 314 deaths have been recorded in 35 states and the Federal Capital Territory. NCDC said that the 241 new cases were reported from 14 states: Lagos 142, Oyo 15, FCT 13, Kano 12, Edo 11, Delta 10, Kaduna 19, Rivers 9, Borno 8, Jigawa 4, Gombe 3, Plateau 3, Osun 1, and Bauchi 1. The health agency assured that it will keep Nigerians informed on the public health response to COVID-19 through the daily situation report. NCDC said that it was important for Nigerians to remember that there were humans behind the numbers. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the provision of security for telecommunications infrastructure nationwide. This development was disclosed by Uwa Suleiman, the spokesperson of the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Fantami. The statement revealed that the Office of the National Security Advisor, Defense Headquarters, Nigerian Police Force, Department of State Security Services and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps have been notified of the President's directive. The Nigerian telecommunications industry depends on a number of infrastructures which plays a critical role in the smooth delivery of telecom services. These are part of critical national infrastructure because of the important role they play in ensuring security and in the delivery of other essential services. The statement reveals that the Minister, Mr. Pantami, championed efforts to identify telecommunications infrastructure as critical national infrastructure with a view to protecting them from vandalism and theft, among other hazards. It said the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has led to a massive migration to digital platforms and has increased the level of importance of critical national infrastructure to the sustenance of the economy and the security of the nation. The Senate has confirmed 34 out of 38 nominees presented by President Muhammadu Buhari as the chairman and members of Federal Character Commission (FCC). The Tuesday confirmation is equal to the presentation of the report of the Committee on the Federal Character and Intergovernmental Affairs and consideration of the report at the Senate Committee of the Whole. Nominees confirmed by the Upper Legislative Chamber include Muhib Badan Kaka, Chairman Kwara. Also confirmed as members are Henry Obulowo Abia, Salihu Bello Adamawa, Obonganwa Deborah Daniel Akwa Ibom, Ebe Bauchi Uche Anambra, Muhammad Tijjani Bauchi, Tonye Okia Bayelsa, Silas Mba Machipa Benue, Abba Ali Mungono Borno, Unso Atamba Cross River, and Alims Agoda. Others are Tabios Chukwemeka Ebonyi, Festus Edo, Florence To Enugu, Hamza Muhammad Gombe, Diogu Uche Imo, Lawal Ya'u Roni Jigawa, Hadiza Usman Ma'azu Kaduna, Muhammad Awal Na'iya Kano, Lawal Garba Katsina, Abubakar Atiku Bunu Kebbi, Idris Inye Bello Kogi, Are Mifta Bolaji Lagos, Nasir Isa Kwara Nasarawa, Suleiman Barau Niger, and Sani Garba Zamfara, while Adamu Muhammad Sida Ali, Federal Capital Territory. Prior to the confirmation, Senator Abaribe Enyinaya PDP Abia drew the attention of the Senate to a memo he submitted to the committee on the need to ensure equity in the appointment of the officers of the Commission. Senate approves Buhari's $5.5 billion loan request. Less than a week after receiving a letter from President Muhammadu Buhari, the Senate on Tuesday approved the $5.513 billion loan request of the President. The approval followed the consideration of the report of the Senate Committee Local and Foreign Debt presented by its chairman, Clifford Odia, PDP Edo. President Buhari last Thursday sent a letter to the Senate seeking its approval for another batch of external loans to enable the administration fund the revised 2020 budget and execute some critical projects. However, due to the sketchy details, the Senate withheld its approval until the lawmakers were better informed. The federal government proposed to use the loans to execute its priority projects and to support the state government in stimulating their economy, which has been adversely hit by the coronavirus pandemic. In his presentation, Mr. Odi noted that the emergence of COVID-19 has altered the plans and projections of the government as captured in the 2020 budget. A federal high court sitting in Lagos has ordered the release of Senator Oji Uzu Kalu from prison. This order, which followed a Supreme Court ruling on May 8, 2020, which overturned the conviction of the former governor of Abia State. It will be recalled that Idris had sentenced Kalu and one other to 12 years imprisonment over alleged fraud during his tenure as governor of Abia State, but the Supreme Court cancelled the judgment. However, the Federal High Court, in its judgment on Tuesday, delivered by Justice Mohammed Liman, ordered the immediate release of Kalu, stressing that this became important since the Supreme Court held that Justice Idris gave the judgment without jurisdiction. President Muhammadu Buhari says Nigeria will solidly support Dr. Akinwumi Adesina in his bid to be re-elected as president of the Africa Development Bank. The president spoke at State House Abuja Tuesday while hosting Dr. Adesina on a courtesy visit. President Buhari announced that in 2015, when Akinwumi was to be elected for the first time, he wrote to all African leaders recommending him for the position. President Buhari said he didn't say because he was a People's Democratic Party (PDP) minister, while the president belongs to the All Progressives Congress (APC), and reaffirmed his support. He assured to remain consistent with Akinwumi because no one has faulted the step he took on behalf of Nigeria. The president pledged that Nigeria will work with all other leaders and stakeholders in AFDB to ensure that Dr. Adesina was elected for a second term, built on the record of his achievements during his first term. The African Union had already endorsed the incumbent AFDB president as sole candidate for the continent, but some other stakeholders are trying to ensure that Dr. Adesina is reinvestigated on some allegations and rendered ineligible to run. Giving a background of what was happening in the bank, Dr. Adesina, a former Nigerian Minister for Agriculture, said the 16 allegations raised against him were trumped up and without fact, evidence and documents as required by the rules and regulations of the bank. He added that the Ethics Committee of the bank cleared him of all allegations and calls for fresh investigation by the United States of America were against the rules. My defense ran into 250 pages and not a single line was faulted or questioned. The law says that a report of the Ethics Committee should be transmitted to the Chairman of Governors of the bank. It was done and the governors upheld the recommendations. That was the end of the matter according to the rules. President Muhammadu Buhari commiserated with elder statesman and former military governor of Plateau State, Air Commodore Dan Suleiman, over the passing of his wife, Mary Dan Suleiman, who was laid to rest at the weekend. The president condoles with all family members and associates of the matriarch, whose investment of love in her family and community will always be remembered. President Buhari prays that the Almighty God will receive the soul of the deceased and comfort her family. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay tuned. You can get all this news and more via your mobile phone devices on our website at www.standardvoicenews.com or on our social media platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Welcome back. On business, over to Fauzia.
Hello there, welcome to Standard Voice Television Business Updates. Appman, who reacted to the new price modulation announced by the Petroleum Pricing Regulatory Agency, PPRA, said the agency has advised them to either sell at the new pump price or adjust to what will make Nigerians happy. And as such, they accordingly instructed their marketers to comply with the advice of the government and adjust to 123.50 kobo per litre. According to Depot Petroleum Marketers Association action on the new pump price. This information was contained in a press statement by the Appman chairman, Kano chapter Alhaji Bashir Damalam, a copy of which was made available to newsmen in Kano on Tuesday. He asked all marketers under his jurisdiction to comply with the new price modulation advice by making sure no one sells above the approved selling of 123.50 kobo per litre. Recalling the circular released by the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency, PPRA, it advised marketers to sell fuel PMS not above 123.50 per litre. With today's global currency exchange rates. And that's all on the business updates. I'm Fawzi Ibrahim.
And on the international scene, There are images that surprised and moved American police officers taking a knee alongside protesters in the most widespread civil unrest throughout the nation in decades, and in doing so embracing an anti-racism gesture denounced by President Donald Trump. As Trump pushes for a crackdown on often violent protests over the death of George Floyd, police officers from New York to Los Angeles are making gestures of solidarity with demonstrators incensed at the latest case of an unarmed black man dying while in police custody. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. A committee has been set up to investigate issues surrounding a cultist house discovered in Gusau. 241 new cases of coronavirus recorded in Nigeria. Senate approves Buhari's $5.5 billion loan request. On business, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, has directed its members to sell petroleum products at 125 naira per litre against the 121.5 naira new pump price. And on the international scene, a New York City police officer takes a knee during a demonstration by protesters in Times Square over the death of George Floyd. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs Department, Ibrahim Garbatunau, I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant day. Keep watching Standard Voice Television News. Goodbye.